I'm Penny Carlson and welcome to Topics in Digital Photography. Today I'm going to show you how to use Rutgers Ecollege. I know all of you are probably familiar with Sakai, and some students have used Rutgers Ecollege and some students have not. So I'll send you a link to get to Rutgers Ecollege. You can find Ecollege at onlinelearning.rutgers.edu/ecollege. And you're going to log in with your Rutgers NetID and password. The semester runs for 14 weeks, and you won't be able to see all the weeks visible on Ecollege yet, but I've made the first 4 weeks visible. And you're welcome to try to work ahead. The course was a 1-credit class last semester, so I will be adding some materials as we go along. For example, this video that I'm shooting right now. But the assignments that are already up will remain up, and they will be assignments that we'll be completing during the first 4 weeks. One of the secrets to being successful in an online course is to treat it the same way you would treat a regular class. Make sure you set aside some time every week to go over the materials and complete your assignments. Once we start using Adobe Photoshop, if you don't have Adobe Photoshop at home or on your computer, you're going to need to go to the computer labs. So you're going to set some time aside to go to the computer labs, just like you would set time aside to go to a regular class. This course is really assignment driven. I want you to become better photographers. You'll have assignments almost every week. Now, when I give you a photographic assignment, I know as a photographer, if I have to do something a little bit creative, I want some time to think about it. I also do a lot of my shots outdoors. So when I'm working full-time, that means that there's a fairly small amount of daylight hours available. So I take this into consideration since I assume a lot of you are also going to want to do some outdoor photography. So when I give you photographic assignments, especially ones that involve creativity, I want to give you some time to think about your shots and to be able to get outside and take them during the day using available daylight hours, even if you work full-time. So I'll usually give you a couple of weeks to turn in a photographic assignment rather than making it due the same week that it's assigned. In previous semesters, students that weren't used to taking classes online told me that they sometimes found it difficult to organize themselves, figure out what was due, and to keep up with the class. If you look at my weeks on Ecollege, you'll see, except for the first week that starts the first day of classes, they run from Sunday through Saturday. So it's a good idea every Sunday to go on to Ecollege and to put up the assignments for the week. Now, you are welcome to work ahead in the course. And if I've got a week visible, the assignments that are up for that week are going to remain on the assignment list page. But since last semester this was a 1-credit course, and this semester it's a 2-credit course, I may add some assignments to the list. So make sure that every Sunday you go back to the assignments page and you check to see if I've added anything new that week. Now, if something's due that week, I'm going to put it right at the top of the assignments page for the week. So on Sunday, just go in and check and see if there are going to be any assignments due that week and plan your week accordingly. So we're all going to be moving at the same pace, and I'm going to want you guys to keep up with the class, be posting and working on assignments at the same time as your fellow classmates, and be communicating with each other through threaded discussions and on Flickr. Also, I have a busy schedule, so often the day after assignments due, I want to be able to sit down and grade the assignment. But if half the students haven't gotten the assignment in yet, it's difficult for me to do that. So this is how I'm going to work it this year. Most assignments are graded on a 10-point scale. If your assignment's turned in even 5 minutes, 1 minute, 1 second after the due time, I'm going to take off half a point on a scale of 1 to 10. If your assignment's more than 24 hours late, I'm going to take off a full point. Okay, after a week, I'm going to take off 2 points, and then I'm going to take off an additional point for every week that it's late. So if the assignment's 2 weeks late, I'm going to take off 3 points. And that's after I've already graded it according to whether or not you followed the instructions. So I'm sitting here with Matt, Amy, Nicole, and Daria, who are very successful students in previous semesters, and they're going to give you some tips on how to succeed in this course.
Even though this is an online class, you should treat it as a regular class. You should check Ecollege at least once a week and just keep up with your assignments and pay close attention to the videos because they're really helpful with your assignments.
Right, the week goes from Sunday to Sunday, so it's a really good idea if you check the assignments for the week every Sunday, and then you'll figure out what's due for the week. Anything that's due that week will be big and bold right at the top of the page. And then the assignments for the week will work you through subsequent instructions to do assignments that'll be due in later weeks.
The videos were a fantastic way for us to learn the material. Personally, I think they were a little longer than, say, if you were to look up how to do something on YouTube, but I actually took advantage of that in the fact that I used it as if it was a lecture. I would sit down, play the video, and I would take notes. And it was convenient because if I didn't hear something or quite catch what she said, I could just rewind it, play it again, and then listen to it over until I really understood it.
What I found helpful to do when I was watching the instructional videos is I would go to the computer lab and have Photoshop open on the computer screen, and I'd bring my laptop and have Penny's instructional video on my laptop so that I could edit the photo and look at her doing it at the same time, and I thought that was really helpful.
When going through the videos that Penny posts online, it's a good idea to keep your camera in front of you, so you can go through the settings and you can find the settings on your camera and maybe test them out.
Every camera is a little bit different. I use Sony cameras for the instructional videos, but if you have your camera next to you while you're looking at my instructional video, you should be able to figure out what every corresponding button on your individual camera does. It's not too hard to look through it, look at the dials, and figure out what I'm talking about for your individual camera.
I like the video format when learning. There's thousands and thousands of videos on YouTube specific for each camera. I found a video from Jared Polin. He does a full review of the D7000 and some other Nikon cameras. He goes through what every button does and what he sets in his menu. In addition, Photoshop, anything you want to learn how to do, there's definitely a video for it on there somewhere.